Going live.
Good evening, all. Welcome to a belated round 4 of the World GT3 Championship, brought in association with CXR Racing. Bit of a belated one. We should have been here last week. We're at Mid-Ohio in the States. There was a bit of an issue with iRacing last week and the update. There's a couple of little changes we'll run through shortly. But as usual, I've got Phil and Ruben with me. Good evening, boys.
Evening,
Good
Mark. Evening, Ruben.
So, let's run through some quick changes for anyone who's not aware. I'll let Ruben lead on that if you want.
Well, cheers. No, last week there was another build by iRacing. Obviously, there was in week 13. Last week we also should have done round 4 actually at Silverstone, but due to the whole iRacing bill bringing in a new car, the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo, and just changing up all the setups again and the cars and the dynamics of the cars, we thought it would be wise to skip the official round and just do a fun race where people could even try out the new Lamborghini, which was actually quite a nice race, to be honest. Me and Phil participated as well. Was around Silverstone, where we should have been for the actual official round, but Silverstone will be postponed near the end of the season, if I'm correct, Phil.
Yep, that's correct. It'll be the last round the week after we were supposed to finish, so
it's just we had a good fun race. The Lambo is sort of a Audi R8 type of same car, just a different body. But then again, it's it was really good to drive. And yeah, I've seen a lot of people putting a lot of practice in already to get grips with the Lamborghini, but also just working on new setups for the Audi, the Merc, the Ferrari, the McLaren, etc. And one of the other biggest changes we have for now during the season is they dropped the BMW Z4, so we won't be seeing the BMW Z4 in the CXR racing leagues anymore. So as
a result, I'm assuming we've allowed them to change car at this point without.
We made Phil made it clear that it was a one-time thing only, where people were allowed, everybody, not only the people in the BMW Z4, but everybody was allowed to change their car. They had to know, let it know before last Sunday. If they didn't, then, and if they did it later, it will cost them championship points. But yeah, some people changed, not everybody. So, but everybody had a fair chance to at least take the Lambo out for a spin or try another car to see, am I going to change or not? And that's where we stand.
Excellent. Okie dokie. So still no Ford allowed. That's still banned, despite the protests.
Proper ban hammer on that one.
So, have we got a new livery for the CXR there, Phil? Or is it just that looks quite nice actually? Is that new? Have you updated it?
They are all brand new. So we have
check you.
This is our 2021
last week.
Yeah, 2021 livery, as you can see,
very nice.
Ported here on our McLaren.
No chrome on it though.
No chrome on this one. We got another McLaren here.
So as a result of the car changes, just looking at some of the times being posted in quali at the moment, the Merc has made an appearance again, because I think there was only 1 or 2 at the first half of the season, wasn't there?
Yeah, so it appears that a lot of people, when given the option of swapping cars, have actually gone to the Merc. So maybe the Merc's improved a little bit since the update. I haven't driven it personally, so I couldn't tell you myself, but
me neither.
A lot of people,
no.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to have tested it and gone back to it. So it's good to see a revival of the Merc.
Got a few in the Audi as well, just having a look. So the ones that are blank is the Lambo, because one job hasn't had time to put a logo on it, I assume.
I know, I think that's SDK, to be honest. And not
that's how my hands are watching.
That's not necessarily
one job, yeah. No worries. Okay then. Championship standings. Have you got the latest table then? We'll have a quick run through. Just like magic. Right, so we're 1 round out in theory, although we're keeping the calendar the same. So round 4 today. So 3 rounds raced so far. Peter Smith currently leading on 67 points, ahead of Jaime Torres on 60 and Mark Fetcher in third on 56. So again, it's looking fairly tight, although still a little bit early, but nice little cluster there between third and seventh looking at the table.
Yep.
So we've got 28 people who've scored points, which is nice to see. Yep, just running down the list. Okay, so that's good. So what have we got? 20 odd tonight, I'm guessing. So we've got another good turnout tonight. 23, 24, 25,
I think there's 28. Yeah, 28 in the
that's
session, so it should be pretty good.
quite a solid number again. So we should be in for a good race then, Ruben, according to you scouting earlier.
Well, yeah, I've been in a practice session yesterday. It was my first time around Mid-Ohio sports car course. But yeah, it's a really fun track. It's got a really nice flow to it, got some blind corners where you can't really see where you're going. And I think the trick is to sort of be a little bit earlier on the brakes and really follow the nature of the track, and don't overdo it with late braking and that sort of stuff, because especially in the mid sector, if you get one turn wrong, then yeah, all the other ones following are as bad as the first one. So definitely during qualifying, it is important to find a good gap between yourself and cars in front and behind, so you can focus on those lines, not having to be aware of any cars close around you. But yeah, I think that's really important during qualifying. So we'll see how people are doing. But I want to say though, by the way, the feedback of the people driving the Lambo, people were quite exuberant about how it was driving. So that's quite good.
Overjoyed were they?
Exactly. Yeah.
What, did
And
they get
I must
half
say,
free or something, did they?
I must say myself as well. I mean, the feedback of that car is really amazing. So yeah, I don't know what they did, but it feels really good.
Oh, they're obviously encouraging people to buy it then, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
how
that's
how it works.
it, wouldn't they? And then everyone widgets.
That's how it works. That's all how it works. We know there's a new BMW coming as well, the M4 GT3, and that's why the BMW Z4 is being dropped by iRacing. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see until that one comes out. But we're not going to change cars this season anymore. So we'll have to wait for next season if we are going to do a GT3 league, of course.
Yeah, so obviously we'll look at that later in the season. So I was just looking at the date actually. We're racing over Christmas, Phil. I think we're racing next Wednesday and the Wednesday after, are we?
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 days before Christmas, so there's no reason to
well,
not
you can't
race.
go anywhere, can you? So I suppose
Well,
don't really matter.
exactly. But do something.
Yeah, that's true. Might as well entertain the masses. So this looks quite an old school track, a bit like an Alton Park or a Donington Park sort of feel to it.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even a little bit Catwell Park.
Oh, Cadwell Park, blimey. Yeah. Okay, so they're going around roughly 120s at the moment, looking at it.
Yeah.
So,
Yesterday I saw I think 2 people in the 119s. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they are capable of doing that tonight in the quali session. But low to 120s we're going to see, definitely. I think times will still drop. Right, can we go on board with someone starting his lap, Phil?
say no.
There we go, on board with Matthew Hodges going through turn 1. You can hit that inside curb. You don't want to hit it too hard, but you can hit that inside curb. And then we're coming up to turn 2, also known as the keyhole.
Ooh, I like his rearview mirror. That's a bit sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit in the way as well, from driver's point of view. Following up through turn 2, and he's stopping. Oh no, he's stopping. That's a shame.
That hits you.
I was gonna say we've got turn 3. That's known as the kink. Then we have turn 4, China Beach. Then going through turn 5, 6, 7, and 8, it's called the S's, followed by turn 9 and turn 10, Thunder Valley. Then we've got turn 11 and turn 12, the Carousel, leading up to 13, and then we've got the finish line.
Blimey, you've been doing a bit of homework, have you?
Exactly. So we're on board with Billy Fletcher going through the carousel coming up. Let's see if he improves on his lap. And he does. He jumps to P6. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that is rather irritating now. The TV monitor lying slap bang in the middle, isn't it?
Well, it's quite big as well. And some of the other cars have it sort of in the dashboard.
That's right.
In
Yeah,
the middle of the
Ferrari
console.
don't,
And yeah, like I said, I mean, it's not that bad, but it's, yeah. If you're in the driver's seat, then it's a little bit in the way. But I think that all depends on how your seating position in the car is, which you can change.
So currently, Peter Smith's sitting on pole, who's just done a 120.53, which is 300ths of a second quicker than Juan Torres, currently sitting in second, with Luke McKeon third and Nacho Gaspar fourth, with a thousandth of a second between them. So Rizzler paper. Just
a
having
little
a
bit
look
of
down.
sweaty cam again, Kieran
Well,
Smart.
sweat cam's back. Yeah, well, this is the curse, because every time you go sweat cam, something happens, doesn't it? So we're only waiting for 3 people at the moment to go and put a lap time in. So Kieran is driving the cheaper Lamborghini. Well, it is though, isn't it?
Well, you could say that the Lambo was the more expensive Audi. I mean,
Exactly.
really.
I could do, but as he's driving the Audi, I do it the other way around. Isn't it a bit like in Formula One when Mercedes give their car away the year after to whoever was down the bottom of the grid?
We are good.
Hold
Only
on
the
a minute. Peter
details.
Smith wasn't driving a McLaren last season.
You're well,
was
my
he?
friend.
Sorry, last week. Sorry?
I was just saying hello to only the details in chat.
Oh, sorry. I've just noticed Peter Smith's changed cars, isn't he?
Stephen Bird just went into P4 with a 120.608. Cheers for the subscription there, Ruben.
Oh,
15 months in a
giving
row.
it away now. We
In
could
a
take
row?
the mic for a bit. Innit?
What?
That's rather exuberant.
Looking at those times for P1 to P5, all within a couple of hundreds of each other. It's looking really, really close. P9, 8 thousandths of a second slower. P10, 4 thousandths of a second slower than P9. You think Lewis and Aaron Rose are identical twins or something?
I think they are brothers. I'm not sure whether they're
They are
identical
brothers.
twins.
Well, they're nearly putting in the same lap times. Although one is driving the Lambo and the other one is driving the Mercedes. Right, so still 12 minutes of qualifying left. We see Joel Evans. Yeah, he seems to be relatively quick. Let's see how that last sector. No.
Does improve on his time, but yeah, just doesn't
P7,
improve.
he does improve.
Yeah, just please.
Yeah, times are bunching up as per usual. What are we down to today? So we're looking top 18 within a second. Can't be bad. Do we have a strength of field rating tonight, Phil?
I can see if I can show you. Yeah, 2.8.
Ooh, check you.
0.8k.
And for the ignorant like my good self, how strong is that? That's pretty strong, isn't it?
That's pretty strong. I mean, to be 2.8k, that's a pretty decent iRacer.
Is that?
And remember, that's an average. The 2.8 is the average.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys in here, 5,000, 4,000.
Say, yeah.
Mostly,
That's, is
most
that
drivers are
Prolost?
3,000. No,
Is that
that's
that's A.
it's a different thing. Yeah. On your merchant, I was about to say he's on a faster lap, but maybe my live time is just frozen. Yeah, I think it has.
Oh no.
Get a little refresh, see if it kicks in.
I do hope that everybody's doing well during these difficult COVID times with all the lockdowns that are going on.
Yeah, Christmas soon. Don't worry. What are you
Yeah,
doing
we
then
will.
for Christmas ribbon?
Nothing much. Staying home. Just celebrate it with my own little family. Enjoying
What do you guys
time.
eat for Christmas? Do you have turkey and stuff, or do you have your own little thing?
No, we just probably go to McDonald's or something.
Oh, that's
Take away McDonald's.
Oh, dirty boy.
Nah,
A McTurkey
we don't know
sandwich.
yet.
Very nice.
Yeah. What about yourself, Mark?
Usual. I have probably family coming round to entertain for the day, so all within the restricted guidelines. I might add for anyone starts whinging on the text.
Oh, only the details said something nice. The McTurkey.
McTurkey gags.
The McTurkey. Well, that would be something.
Or turkey Twizzlers. You can have a few of them. You probably don't know what they are, do you?
Well, do you know what a turkey eats around Christmas?
Not a lot normally, I wouldn't have thought.
No, nothing, because he's already stuffed.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm sorry, that was a really bad one. I saw it the other day. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. You writing those cracker jokes again, are you?
Right, so Peter Smith has put in a 120.3, so he's now 0.2 of a second quicker than Jaume Torres. Luke still really close to Jaume, and the same goes for Steven Bird and Nacho Gaspar, who are both relatively close to P2.
Yep, I can smell a last lap, wonder lap coming in from someone.
Let's see, Driska there. 2 green sectors, but doesn't improve on his lap.
Mark Fletcher still sat in the pits. Maybe he's just
No,
going to
that's
start
fine,
from the pits.
He's got his lights on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does he think we're going to go dark then?
Maybe. Maybe that's what
Well-
he's waiting for. Maybe he's waiting for it to go dark before he starts.
This track in the dark during nighttime, oh, that's going to be a challenge.
I wonder if SDK is having some issues, like, because it's probably my PC. I don't know. It's been a bit weird the last few days, so apologies on the old timing screens and why it keeps on flashing red for some reason.
I don't want you to have a tantrum, but your beloved Hammers are losing.
It's all right. I'll get over it.
Doing well in the league this year. So we are waiting for Mark Fletcher, which you mentioned just now, and Macro to try and get a lap in. Otherwise, like you say, they'll be starting in the pit, and I suspect that's not really a very good advantage in any shape, way, or form.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes to go. So this is probably the time when everyone will start say bunching up at the front, I'd imagine Torres has still got a little bit more juice in the tank.
Oh, wow, was she going off? Somebody going off track quite heavily coming out of turn 1 in the background. Well, the thing about starting out of the pits on this track, though, it's a very short pit lane, as well as the pit exit, very short. So it's not like you're losing a lot of time to the whole pack of cars. But you will have to fight your way through. That's one thing for sure.
Well, that can lead to its own problems sometimes, can't it? Especially if you tend to be a bit quicker than the others. So, just a mention for the lads: race control, even. We got a usual 3 in there, have we? We got Ed, Neil, and
No,
Aaron.
I wasn't quite sure about Ed.
Okay, so we got Aaron and Neil at least then.
Yeah.
So, as usual, they will be dealing with any track incidents during the course of the race. And a sterling job they do too.
Good evening, Winey.
I tell you what, those lights on the Lambo at the front are really bright, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned before.
Oof.
Some are driving with the nighttime lights, apparently. Well, that's fine. Joel Evans currently in the pit. The same goes for Anderson, Vinagre, Kader, Awareness, Merchant, and White.
There's no actual way to turn them off, though, is there? The lights. So it's just, I think it's per car. Some have them on. I mean,
but that's a weird thing, though. I was driving the Lambo and I didn't have them on last night, so I'm not quite sure if maybe it's something in the one of the INI files of iRacing or something.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. It's a weird thing, though.
I mean, I'm not sure what all that massive kangaroo light is at the front of the.
Well, you know what I was thinking? Maybe that's sort of a way to try and get out of any speeding tickets, because you obviously are not going to read the license plate in the front.
Yeah, that's very true.
While Paul Monet in the background has a little off.
Just under 3 minutes left to qualifying. What is it? 120 laps. So we're probably looking at two more hot laps. Pretty close between second and third. And fourth.
And fourth and fifth. Exactly. But even looking, Billy Fletcher is a little bit further away, but we're only talking about almost 2/10. Then Joel Evans, Aaron Rose, Mohammed Yanko, Lewis Rose, Callum Brandt, Elliot Harper, Adam Southgate. It's all so frequently close. So yeah, let's hope that carries on in the race.
Pete Smith is on a faster lap right now. The purple sector 1 doesn't actually increase his time, so yeah, must have lost a bit of time there.
I think because it seems quite busy on track, I think he just caught up with a little bit of traffic in that last sector. But looking at all the
Luke McEwen
times.
Yeah, Luke McEwen actually just overtook Juan Torres to move into P2, did he? I believe he did.
He did. Still 2/10 off Peter Smith's time, but he did move up to P2, and he was looking relatively quick during the practice sessions, the official practice sessions we had last night.
Matthew Hodges just moved up a place there from P16 to P15, I believe, with a 121.25.
Phil, just out of curiosity, can you pull up the interval counting down from the leader? Because looking at all the intervals between the drivers, it's almost looking like P1 to P25 is roughly 1 second.
Keep losing the overlay feed for some unknown reason. Soon to get that, but there you go.
There you go. Well, okay, it's a little bit more. P1 to P20 is about 1.4 seconds, but still, I think a lot of people got enough other drivers around them to fight for position. And that's something that Winey is, or Winers is saying in the chat that a few more Ferraris are on track now. Mark, you should be happy with that.
Yeah, I noticed there's 4 at the moment, but yeah, I think there was only 2 running previously, so a couple have switched.
Jaume Torres didn't improve on this lap.
We've got more
Was
McLarens
he?
as well, I think.
Ooh, that was Mohamed Janko having a big off track and spin and hit in the barrier. Coming out of turn 1, I think. Yeah, Torres still has that 1 lap to go. Just came over the line before the end of this session. Billy Fletcher decided it was enough for his qualifying session. P6, good position. Adam Southgate, P13, also in the pit, and Kieran Smart, P17, also in the pit.
So Macro and Mark Fletcher will be starting in pit lane. So we've only got, is it 3 cars? Am I reading that map right? 3 cars currently out? No, 2. Can't tell if that's 3 or 2.
Oh, and Jaume Torres jumps into P2. He nicks P2 from Luke McKeon.
So Callum
Good
Brandt
last
coming
lap.
up to the last corner. Oh, he's got
No,
Into the pits.
pit
into
entry.
pit. I think you, what?
You was thinking he's gonna take the shortcut and then
I
go
was
through that
thinking,
gap in the
hold on,
wall.
he's gonna crash. I thought he yanked the brakes on because he was going to crash, but there you go. So that's quality done.
It is. So we're gonna have to wait until we get the results, and here we have them for round 4 at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. On pole position, it's Peter Smith, followed by Jaume Torres in P2, Luke McKeon in P3, Stephen Bird P4, Nacho Gaspar P5, Billy Fletcher P6, Joel Evans P7, Aaron Rose P8, Callum Brandt P9, Mohamed Janko P10, P11 for Lewis Rose and Elliot Harper in P12. P13 is Adam Southgate, P14 Mick Anderson, P15 Matthew Hodges, Chris Simmons on P16, Kieran Smart P17, Martin Hobson P18, Dominic Furcher P19, Paul Mounet P20, Jonathan Vinagre P21, Dries Kader P22, Stuart Wines P23 and Daniel Merchant on P24. P25 is Miles Owens, P26 Jess White, P27 Mark Fletcher, and P28 Matt Crow. It's going to be a short run up until the start of this race for 45 minutes.
Come on, you know you want to.
What?
Make
I'm
a
not giving
prediction.
any. I'm not making no predictions. I'm not killing nobody's race.
Me neither.
What are you not like? Jesus Christ. Well, I'll do it then, shall I? I'm going to go for a Billy Fletcher podium.
Billy Fletcher podium starting P6. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna.
He's not had a great
give-
start to the season, in fairness, so it's about time he delivered.
Well, then if you're going to say it like that, then I hope Kieran Smart gets a good result in this race. Because he hasn't had a lot of luck either this season so far. Safe car
Go on,
pulling
Phil.
away.
No,
Kill-
I'm not.
complete
I'm not
the
killing
tweet.
anyone's
Go on.
race. I'm all good, right? I will catch you after the race. Have fun, boys.
Chicken.
Cheers, Phil.
There goes the turkey.
So the car's coming around the carousel. Peter Smith leading away. 2
Where's the
McLarens
pace
in
car?
front. Pace car's already in, and Peter Smith is off. So he had a great start and pulls a little bit of a gap to Luke McKeon, who immediately takes P2 from Jaume Torres.
Think you might have caught him napping there a little bit.
Yeah, probably. Oh, some cars just going a little bit wide out of turn 1, but all
One on
managed
track
to come
still.
through. Yep.
Yeah.
Going through keyhole turn 2, up to the back straight. Going through turn 3 to kink. We can see from this nice view from above that Peter definitely pulled a nice little gap. Let's see what Luke can do, trying to chase him down. Billy Fletcher lost the position to Joel Evans. Billy Fletcher now on P7.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell anyone that.
Well, just a quick thing though. Looking at the stemming boards, I see a nice little Lambo tag.
Ooh.
There you go. Right, so SDK is updated. Nice.
There you go. Live. Nice it looks too.
So going around carousel again, and that was lap 1 already completed.
Yeah. Not taking long. So Peter Smith currently leading ahead of Luke McKeon and Wame Torres, and Nacho Gaspar in 4th. Stephen Bird in 5th. Joel Evans in 6th, and Billy Fletcher down 1 in 7th.
A nice little train of cars though. Look at this. What a view. That's what I like. Of course, it's only lap 1 completed, but still. It's looking very close.
So as usual, we've got the compulsory 1 lap pit. One pit stop. 1 lap pit. Dear God. No, it's been a long day. Mate. Try that again. Yeah, compulsory pit stop. I'm trying to work out in my head very badly, I might add, how many laps they're likely to do. Let's get the calculator out. I can't
Oh, you're the
remember.
stats man, so I'll leave that up to
I
you,
know.
mate.
See, you tricked me because the last couple of races have been longer laps. They've been like nearly 2 minutes a lap.
So, am I reading that right, that Meth Crow and Mark Fletcher didn't start the race, actually?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. They haven't started, have they?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Looking at the track map, I can see a little P as being the back marker, so I'm not quite sure if the timing of SDK has to work something out, but...
Is it because they started from pit lane, maybe?
Maybe.
Throwing it out. I'm sure it'll catch itself up.
Oh, a little bit wide there from Stephen Bird. Gives Joel Evans the opportunity to just get a little bit closer. He's gonna have a look into turn 3. Ooh, he's making a move.
I was going to say, can you go on board?
It nearly looked like there was a little bit of touching between the two cars, but both still going through. But he definitely had a little look just at the run coming out of turn 2. Nice little section here, right, going over a crest. You want to watch out with the throttle there because the car can get loose. On board with Martin Hobson.
There's a big hole in there, look.
There is, Mark. Oh, there we had some nice little screen info. Real quick. Cheers, Phil. So Peter Smith slowly increasing the gap to 1.5 seconds, but Luke McKeon really has to watch his mirrors for Jaume Torres, Nacho Gaspar, Stephen Bird, Joel Evans, Billy Fletcher, pretty much everyone up until P19, because they're all still within the second of each other. The only one that's falling a little bit further behind is now Dominic Furser, about 2 seconds behind Martin Hobson.
Daniel Merchant's already in the pit.
Not quite sure what was going on there, to be honest. To answer the question from a Scottish gut who obviously joined our little CXR Racing TV 2 weeks ago, well, we're not quite sure. He mentioned earlier today that he wasn't able to race, but he did join the actual practice session. So maybe he just wanted to jump in for a couple of laps. Oh, and there we've got us 2 spinners.
Yep, Chris
One
Simmons
of
and
the
Dominic Forster.
yeah, one of the Falcon Sim Racing cars. And
Ooh.
one of the Audis. Oh, and I think one car has permanent damage. It's gonna tow back to the pits. Here we're having a little look at the replay. I think just a little tap on the back, but then again, when the Audi spun around and hit the Lambo, that caused the Lambo some serious damage. That's why Chris Simmons is currently in the pit as well, probably using his fault repair. Ooh, Torres looking at Luke McKeon, going through turn 3, not happening. Turn 3, sorry. Going through the S's now. And them fighting with each other is going to give Peter more time to creep away.
Yep, already up to nearly, well, he is just hit 2 seconds, and we're only not even 5 laps in. So at that rate, he's going to be a country mile ahead.
Well, obviously, he has nothing, nobody to worry about as of now. The question is Yamato is taking a. Oh, he's even put it on the inside there, but then again, turns into the outside for the last turn, coming across the line, so still behind Luke. And I think that's Chris Simmons just coming out of the pit. While everybody's coming through, so he's probably gonna take a little bit wider line into turn 2, keyhole, and he does. Quite sure. I think we're seeing Jaume Torres flashing Luke a little bit, trying to distract him. I hope he doesn't do it too much though. But he seems so good on the brakes though. Going into turn 3, here we see Lewis Rose and Adam Southgate having a nice little battle. Luxem Sim 24 against CXR Project Black. No, Adam running a little bit wide in front of Elliot Harper. Nothing too major though. And now the same goes for Lewis Rose. That makes for Adam to be right on the back of him again. So that's the battle for P11. Slowly, the quicker are pulling away.
So Peter Smith is nearly up to 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it will just come down a little bit. It was just over 2.4 just now.
Having a little bit onboard look from the car of Nacho Gaspar, trying to chase down his teammate Jaume Torres, who's all over Luke McKeon. But Luke doing a good job so far, keeping him behind, defending quite well. And it's not the most easy track to overtake, although, saying that, we see Mick Anderson doing an overtake there on just wide. Yes. Into turn 2, but that's one of the turns where, if you're close enough, it is a good place to overtake. Currently on board with Stephen Bird from Team Club Europe.
So nearly 10 minutes in. So just having a quick look at the winners and losers.
Oh, and we have a spin of Jaume Torres. He spun. Let's see what happened. I think he just caught the yeah, that was the curb. It was all the curb. That's the tricky thing about those last 2 turns. It's quite bumpy, high curb. So if you just are a little bit too much on throttle going over those curbs, with the steering input applied to go around the turn, then it's easy to turn the car around. But I mean, that gives the room to Luke McKeon now. Let's see if Nacho Gaspar is able to catch up.
It does look like on that bend there, a lot of the cars seem to slide out through there rather than turn. I suppose you go into it too hot, like you say, and then it.
Yeah, well, some of the
breaks
turns
out.
are also a little bit off camber,
Yeah.
which obviously makes the car push out a little bit. We're back on board with Jaume Torres now behind Mohamed Janko.
So he's got a little bit of work to do to get back up there.
Well, yeah, and it's not an easy track to do it, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he changes his strategy now with the pit stops.
Could be an early one.
Yeah, to get out of the traffic, try and get some clean laps in. Nice little onboard from Adam Southgate. Again on the back of Lewis Rose.
So I was just having a quick look at the early winners and losers. So Miles Owens has taken 5 places, currently the biggest advantage from his qualifying position. Stuart Winus as well has gone up 4. Biggest losers, Wayne Torres is down 7 from where he started. Chris Simmons down 9 and Mick Anderson down 8.
While we have to look at the battle between Adam Southgate and Lewis Rose, which is happening right behind Billy Fletcher and Aaron Rose and Callum Brandt, because he just had a little look coming out of turn 1, then again lost going out of turn 2, and now has Elliot Harper all over the back of his car. Is Elliot gonna have a little look at going into turn 3? Adam takes to the inside line. Will he pull it around to make it the inside for turn 4? It seems like it. Oh, nice move. Well done by Lewis Rose. Sorry, Elliot Harper. My bad. Nice move from Elliot to put himself in P12. Seems like Adam is struggling a little bit. Lost
It's a
some
bit odd.
positions.
Adam, obviously, was it last season or the season before? I'm trying to recall now. Season
Adam
before
was
he was
the
very dominant, wasn't he?
Yeah. But then again, maybe the car changes. He's now driving the Merc.
Oh dear.
A little bit of a replay here of a car almost going off. Oh, back on board with Nacho Gaspar. Yeah, Peter Smith still having that 2.5 gap mark to Luke.
Mm.
And Nacho Gaspar as well doesn't really seem to have the pace currently to get back on the bumper of Luke McKeon. Stephen Bird, though, seems to be relatively close. Oh, we saw some flame spitting there on the back of Paul Monet's car. Just trying to chase out Matthew Hodges.
Might be worth just noting that Wayne Torres currently has the fastest lap, literally a smidge under 121. So he's lapping over half a second quicker on his last lap than the guys in front at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to claw his way back up the field.
Yep. Having a little look back on Elliot Harper's move on Adam Southgate, hanging around the outside through turn 3, Jesus, leading up to the inside for turn 4, so nice move. Dries Kader here on the inside of Miles Owens. Will he get the inside for turn 4? Looks like it. Oh, a little bit of again stepping out, going into the SS. But he gets his done, so he puts himself in points position, P20. Oh, Martin Hobson currently in the pit lane. Seems like a relatively early stop. Elliot Harper and Lewis Rose both in the Lamborghini Huracan for Luxem 24. Martin Hobson probably had an off-track or something happening. And so back to the pits. Oh, nearly losing the back end of the car.
He's catching a few people out that corner there.
Well, then again, it is a tricky one.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's decided to go into pit.
Oh. Yeah, straight in.
No, but it's an off-camera one. And if you hit that inside curve just a tiny bit too much, it also puts the car more to the outside of the track. And yeah, as we all know, going onto the grass in iRacing makes like driving on ice. So
Peter Smith nearly 2.7-ish seconds ahead at the moment.
So far, comfortably leading the race, Mark.
Yeah, well, in fairness to him, he's pretty solid once he's out in front. So
He doesn't have to push as well, so he can just stay in control, do his laps, sort of
yeah.
maintain that gap, and just.
Well,
Especially, I think he's gonna have a look as well as when Luke is gonna pit. I think. Because when Luke is gonna pit earlier than Peter, then that probably will benefit him as well. As we know, Peter's relatively quick with his pit stops.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 races, he gains the time on cars in front or behind. So
yeah, Peter's not too shabby either. So Peter's very consistent so far.
I was
Obviously,
talking about Peter.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Luke.
No worries. I'll move on Miles Owens into turn 2.
So Joe Evans, just having a look, is only 2 tenths behind Stephen Bird in 4th.
And Mick Anderson also grabs the position of Dries Kader, so puts himself in P19. Yes, P19.
So it's nice to see some little trains dotted around the grid at the moment.
I mean, we see some of the overtakes, but the people that are being overtaken are quick enough to stay behind them. As for Adam Southgate, who is currently behind Elliot Harper, I mean, he lost the 2 positions to both of the Luxem drivers, but he's able to keep up with them at least. So on board with Paul Monet, stuck behind Matthew Hodges, going through the S's. Oh, that's a different side of things.
That on? That looks like an
Matthew
afterthought.
Hodges. Well, that's a nice little mirror.
So Peter's now got the lead over 3 seconds now. So carrying on the way he means.
I think I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it was Billy Fletcher who nearly lost the car coming out of turn 1. Lost the position to Aaron Rose, his teammate in the Merc. Good save though, because it's really tricky if you lose it out of turn 1 onto that grass. I mean, I've seen a lot of incidents happen there. It seems like the Luxem drivers have quite a nice little battle between themselves. Aaron Rose, Billy Fletcher, and Lewis Rose and Elliot Harper. While Jess White, who was in P17, is dropping down positions, showing right, so he had an off-track somewhere. Oh, again, leading up until the carousel, going too wide. It's only a short little off-track, though. Peter Smith now with a gap of 3.2 seconds. But Nacho Gaspar is definitely close on Luke still. Trying to get P2. While Stephen Bird is currently still fighting off Joel Evans. And we're following Miles Owens around. Behind Dries Kader, and Dries Kader, because of the pit stop of Jess White, puts himself in P20 again. Some nice little flames for Phil's barbecue.
So Mohamed Torres is up to 8th at the moment. So he did drop down. I think it was 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think P9 it was.
Was it P9?
So yeah, so but then again, we're already 20 minutes into the race, and
Yeah.
even if it was P10, it shows that it's difficult to
Yeah.
get those positions back.
Yeah, he's still lapping a fair bit quicker than the guys in front. Billy Fletcher's gone into the pit. So he's going for the early. Oh, what a save. Look
Paul
at that.
Monet having a
Oh,
little spin. And I
nearly.
was going to say earlier when we were following those guys that those two were battling for 20 minutes already, but unfortunately Paul Monet loses the back end of his car. And
Fortunately, no
therefore,
damage done.
that's good for him. And he immediately goes into the pit as well.
And he's on his way out as we speak.
So we have a nice little train there. We can see it from the onboard of Adam Southgate. It starts with Callum Brandt, followed by Mohamed Janko, Lewis Rose, Elliot Harper, Adam Southgate, and Kieran Smart isn't that far behind as well in P13. While Paul Monet is coming out of the pit as we speak, returning on track in P22.
So it's likely we're hitting the window now for the early pitters.
We still have 23 cars out on track. We do have Jess White and Chris Simmons into the pit, but seeing Chris Simmons showing us 6 laps down, so I'm not quite sure if he still be going. There we go on board with Kieran Smart again. Let's get around turn 1, Kieran. See you all good? All is good.
Personified there, isn't it?
For it, somehow it always seems like it's just a Sunday drive he's doing, isn't it? When you're watching this webcam.
Wheel, is he? Oh, look at that. Someone's very eagle-eyed. Yeah, he has, isn't he? He's got like a little podium thing. What are they? The F1 wheel?
That was the V2 wheel for from Fanatec. Yeah. Well mentioned by Byron. Splashing the cash.
Yeah, Christmas come early for someone, and just as usual, we say that. Look at that.
Yeah, a little moment there. Well, we saw the quick reaction from his hands, so well saved. Keep it together, Kieran. Come on, mate. Get it good. Yeah, he's
obviously getting good sponsorship money this year, Kieran, with his new Fanatec gear.
Oh, and apparently Wine is saying that Kieran Smart's actually the same when he races cards. Oh. Nice. What are you talking about though, Wines? The spinning out or the calmness when while racing? Or being the sexiest or what? As well, you guys called him the hunk of our racing. Again, back on board with Adam Southgate. It was showing a little off track just because of some of them running wide, coming out of turn 2, going through the kink. Onto China Beach. And no, I've not made up that name. It's all because of that big gravel trap you see there. Looking from the back of Callum Brandt. Looking rather nice, 5 cars.
So we're now coming up, or we've just passed the halfway mark already. Where does it go? So we're looking 35, 36 laps.
Oh, well, Peter Smith just puts in the quickest lap of the race, 1:20.9.
There's only 2 people who've managed to go sub 121 at the moment.
But looking at those lap times, it's all so close to each other though.
Yeah, there's a whole cluster of them, early 121s, isn't there?
Yeah, mid 21s, higher 21s, it's all still close. Billy Fletcher, who pitted early, is currently in P15. So let's keep an eye on Billy once the cars in front start pitting. Oh, we have a position change between Joel Evans and Stephen Bird.
Yep, they're fighting amongst themselves.
There you go. Wow, it's nearly like he left
I
him the
think he
room
went a
though.
bit hot there, I think.
Trying to round, yeah, but I think that's.
He kept it, yeah.
I know what
Held
Stephen
it.
was trying to do there, going around the outside of turn 4, but then again, it's a little bit off camber, up the hill, and you really want to keep the car on the inside actually to get a good line through turn 5, and that's where I think Joel Evans made that difference. So nice move, well done by Joel, putting himself in P4.
Some would say that was exquisitely done, wouldn't they?
It was. Nope. But I think he's quite exuberant about his overtake. Oh, but then again, while saying that, Joel Evans, and he has a big off track coming out of turn 1. He has a big off track.
So
It looked
Joe
like
Evans,
he
I think it
saved.
was.
Yeah, and it looked like he saved it. But I think coming back on that sort of tarmac in between those sections actually made him spin into the barrier, probably causing him some severe damage on the front end of the car.
I think Miles Owen went off track as well.
Did we jinx him? Did we jinx him with that move?
Hey, don't you
on
put we in
Stephen?
this. That was you. So Wame Torres is now up to 5th.
Or is it 6th?
I think it's 5th.
I think it's 5th, yeah, because of Joel Evans, of course, spinning out. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I know. I keep telling you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Keep you on your toes, Ruth. Someone has to, don't we? Come on, I want to see people start pitting. What's going on? I want to see who's going to undercut who. So at the moment, Billy Fletcher is our highest placed pitter. So he pitted nearly 5 laps ago now. And he had a very quick time, only 9.6 in the stall.
Well,
So
and
Joe
while we
Evans
speak,
goes in.
yeah, Joel Evans coming in, which is, I think, quite obvious with the hit he had there, so... But he can use his fast repair. We do have one fast repair, as mentioned before in other races, so... But he lost quite some positions, which is really unfortunate for Joel. Having a good race so far.
He's already coming out.
Yeah, but due to the incident and pitting, puts himself in P18 and Billy Fletcher in P14.
So,
but that little gap behind Callum Brand, though, Mark, it's still going on. It's
yeah, it's very tight. It sort of slows them down because I suspect a few of them might have a little bit more pace just looking at their times, because their best times are like, you're talking a tenth or so between them all because they're all bunched up. But
well, and it's looking like Kieran Smart, although he had that little moment a couple of laps ago going into turn 3, it looks like he's closing the gap down to Adam Southgate even. So
yeah. He's having a steady race. He's gone up 5 places.
Oh, and there we have the 2 Luxembourg boys coming into the pit. Lewis Rose and Elliot Harper.
You're not going to do a Mercedes special pit with the same box or anything, are they?
Only changing 3 wheels instead of 4. Well, I definitely hope not for them in our racing, because then it's your race done.
So, can Billy Fletcher get ahead of him? Where is he? He's currently 14th. He is.
Yes, he does. He does, but what's going to be the gap, though?
Well, I suspect quite a bit, but he's 5-6 seconds ahead. 5 seconds ahead, something like that.
So he's going into turn 2 while both of them just came out of the pit exit, so he's got a lovely little gap.
So I think in real terms, Billy's around, I reckon, 8th. We shall see when the others start diving in.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just looking at the intervals, and I think because it's a short pit and a quick pit stop, I'm not sure he's going to get ahead of Callum Brandt.
Well, what was the position what he was in when he came in? Was it P6 or P7?
Oh,
at the time, I'm not quite sure.
I think it was 7.
Yeah.
But then obviously he had a little moment, didn't he? So he lost a couple of positions from that and then dived in.
So Falcon Sim Racing fighting for P7, Callum Brandt and Mohamed Janko. And due to the both of the Luxem boys dropping out of that battle, it's now Adam Southgate 1.6 seconds behind. And Kieran Smart is within just that second of Adam Southgate. Dominic Furster came into the pit as well.
I was going to say, looking in the chat, I see the Kieran fan club are in town tonight.
Well, we asked what it was, what it was that Winers man, and he said he's very calm when he races, and yeah, got no fans replied. Also a hunk in the race suit. So there you go. Oh,
so
Joel
Evans having a little
Evans.
look on the inside. Yeah, he holds it.
I'm wondering though. I mean, Winers in chat and also on track.
Wow.
Thinking that will be the same person.
And there's me thinking men can't multitask.
He's gonna have a little look on the inside, and he doesn't.
I'm not sure I like the Golf livery on a Ferrari. I don't think it looks quite right. Exactly, it should be the Porky Pig. So, Mohamed Janko has gotten in the pit. And Billy's done him as well. So Billy now up to 11th. I suspect in the next 2 or 3 laps, the rest of the guys will start coming in now.
Yeah, I think you would be right.
So we're just over 2/3 of the way through the race. So we're on target for 35 laps at the moment. Peter Smith is in.
There you
so
go.
Our leader is coming in. Will Luke stay out?
Luke will stay out, and the same goes for Nacho Gaspar.
Well,
Stephen Bird is coming in. Jaume Torres is coming in. And let's see what Aaron Rose is going to do. I think Aaron Rose is going to stay out. He is. Well, luckily he can pull through the safety car because he's in an awkward position. So Peter Smith coming out of the pit.
In 4th.
In 4th, yes. Where's Billy Fletcher though? Billy Fletcher,
he's
yep,
just as I predicted.
P8.
There you go.
So it looks like he lost 1 position due to his early stop. Although.
No, because he had a bit of a wobble, didn't he? So I'm not sure it's purely down to that. So I think his pit strategy's got him back more or less where he was when he went, but.
And he's not that far off Jaume Torres, who was chasing down Stephen Bird, so
there's a bit of a gap between Stephen Bird and Kieran Smart, but Kieran's still to pit.
Then again, the battle for P9 with Mohamed Janko, Callum Brandt, Lewis Rose, Elliot Harper.
Luke McKeon and Nacho Gaspar are going to pit. So can Peter do them in? Yes, Aaron Rose is in as well. We flick quickly to Peter, just see where he is. He's
coming across the line now, so he's going to take those positions.
Easy. So have they cut the time down? So Luke is now. Oh, he's cut the time down. He's only 1.8-ish seconds. I presume it's a slow exit. Go up to 2. Peter had a lead, didn't he?
He had a 3-second lead. Looking at the gap from Peter to Kieran is 1.1, and the gap from Luke McKean to Kieran is 1.8. So that is the 3 seconds he had.
So no advantage there then.
So no advantage there. Oh, the big off track. That was
Lewis Rose.
What happened there? Oh, just lost it over the curb.
Spat him out. Yeah, just spat him out.
Well, then he does a great job. Well, the thing
He
is,
did
though,
tweet that.
you're seeing the back straight leading up to turn 3, so he did a damn good job to stay away from that part of the track, while all the other drivers were probably coming through. Unfortunately, he had to do it in a way that he had to put himself into that barrier, so it's really unfortunate for Lewis.
So the only man left to pit is Kieran.
Currently in P2, boys. P2.
Take a picture. Right,
While
right on
Stephen
cue.
Bird is doing his best to keep Jaume Torres behind. Let's see where Kieran Smart's going to drop back. He was in P13 or P12, sorry, because of that incident that happened in front of him with Joel Evans.
He's
So
on his way out. He might get a couple of places. He could come ahead of Mohamed Yanko, I think. He is.
well, he was right behind Adam
Ooh.
Southgate.
Oh, what happened there? Oh, he didn't. Tell a lie.
Well, he's in front of Adam, though. So, well done. While we're looking at a replay of Jaume Torres going for the move on Stephen Bird. Side by side. Not much in between them with the top end speed, as it looks. But well done to Kieran Smart. Gained 1 position, P11. Oh, and there was one of the Solar Sim Racing boys having a little spin right in front of Callum Brand.
So Stephen Bird's still keeping on the tail of Jaime Torres, half a second behind. And Billy Fletcher's slowly clawing that gap down, just over 2 seconds behind Stephen.
Still a really decent drive there from Torres to come back from P9 after his spin early on in the race in the carousel. But he's 10.5 seconds behind his teammate Nacho Gaspar, so I'm not quite sure if he's able to close that gap down in the last 8 minutes. Here on board with Dries Kader and Stuart Wyness, the McLaren against the Gulf Ferrari. I think this is going to be the replay of what happened with Miles Owens.
Yeah, it's that same corner again, isn't it? Like you say, camera throws you off.
Yeah,
Still,
just if you take a
good to
little
keep
bit too much
everyone out
speed,
of it.
there you go.
No one else involved, so it's always nice.
Jaume Torres is P12. What happened with Jaume Torres?
We shall see. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, wiggle grass, not good.
Yeah.
Pirouetting. You called it earlier. You hit the grass, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And since the field is relatively close to each other, you can see how much position she drops because of it. So
just maybe pushing too hard, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said before it happened, he really had a pretty decent drive clawing back all those positions from P9 to P4, but she even made it worse, currently in P12. That puts Billy Fletcher in P5, so I don't think Billy Fletcher will be too unhappy with it. The best Lamborghini on track at the moment. So coming up to the last 5 minutes of this race. Still have some battles going on track.
Oh, you know, I was just about to say, you know what that means, don't you?
Driver of the day. Cue. Thank you for the follow, Feebster. Welcome to CXR TV. Currently showing the last 5 minutes of round 4 at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for the GT3 World Championship. And Mark is going to explain to you what to do with driver of the day.
Okie dokie. Well, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, I think there may be a potential issue with driver of the day because you can't actually see the left-hand side of the screen. So we'll have to get one job to move the box, I think. Oh, it won't move. Technical issue. Oh, it's gone. Let's see if it respawns. No, still on the left-hand side. Okay, so we might not be having driver of the day at this rate. Oh, it's all going too well.
Well, we can do it random.
Yeah, I suppose.
Just
Just
put
pick
a
a number.
random number in text chat.
Yeah.
Press enter, and let's see
Pick
who
a
gets
number between
driver
1
of
and
today.
20. Number between 1 and 28.
Exactly. Although,
If you're trying to be a bit coy, it is in alphabetical order, by the way. So obviously,
exactly.
Peter
So
Smith will be somewhere near the bottom end, I would have thought.
yeah.
And,
So if it's
Aaron
between,
Rose, I suspect, is near the top.
oh, we see position change there between Mohamed Janko and Callum Brandt. They're definitely having a little battle for the two Falcon Sim Racing boys, who are closely followed by Elliot Harper from Luxim. And here we see Adam Southgate still behind Kieran Smart. So
Wait, this has gone 28. He's actually knows he's the last one. Oh, dear. Right, so track battles at the moment 7th, 8th, 9th.
10th, 11th, and
11th,
12th.
12th, I suppose. Just spit it all out there. And Dries Kader in 20th is only half a second behind Stuart Winers, who's just voted for himself rather shamelessly.
To be honest though, Stuart Winers and Dries Kader had a quite long little battle here on track for P19 and P20 because they both been changing that position for quite some time now. It's still all to do for that last points position, or 2 points.
Callum Brandt's putting some pressure on those, only 2 temps behind, so going to try and have a little sniff as you see.
Oh, to be honest though, I'm not
Mohamed
quite sure if I'm the
Janko
only one,
blinking
but
a
I
little
think,
bit.
yeah,
he's
Mohamed Janko is blinking a little bit, and that probably puts his teammate off, so that doesn't help. And Elliot Harper is definitely putting himself in the mix.
So whilst we're watching this, just a note for the front. Peter Smith has stretched his lead back to 3 seconds. Quite comfortable. I suspect there's 2 to 3, yeah, this lap plus 2, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, looking at the
What's
top
left?
5, I think all of those drivers will probably just be controlling to make sure that they finish the race in the position they are in, not trying to overdo it, because they're not really close enough to fight for a position. Although Nacho Gaspar only 1.3 seconds, and even 3 seconds is not that much if something happens. I mean, we've seen it happen to Jaume Torres, losing
Now
quite a lot of
trying to work
positions,
his way back up again.
and he does. P11 overtakes Adam Southgate.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little train of cars we're seeing.
Yeah, just watching it, just keeps it on the inside. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Adam not really making a big fight out of it.
Yeah. I get the impression maybe his car's not particularly quick, or he just knows that Jaime Torres is just a little bit too quick.
Yeah, I think more of the second. Sometimes you have those tracks, right, where you feel
Comfortable or not, I
comfortable,
suppose.
you're quick, no matter even the car, and some of those tracks you just can't find to seem to find that little bit of extra to really put up a fight or put a quick quali lap in, or and I think Jaume Torres just had another rough track.
Yes.
Again, too much.
Wiggle. He's pushing too hard, isn't he?
He's really pushing to gain back those positions, but then again, he shot himself in the foot because he dropped down to P13.
Yes.
Oh,
someone took a cone out there.
Yeah, that was Joel Evans. Hashtag Cones Lives Matter.
There's a nice little battle here in the middle as we're watching.
It's not decided yet.
No.
It's definitely not decided yet.
It's not decided yet, and I think we're going to stick in another lap. Oh, it's going to be close, you know. 10 seconds. I think this might be last lap. It is. Peter Smith's going to literally cross the line on the 45-minute last corner.
Yeah, He's going through the carousel. Lost turn, left-hander. Coming across the line.
With a
Takes the
rather
checkered
smart
flag.
livery. Well done.
So, well done. Luke McKee in a good second place. And Nacho Gaspar for the R70 team in P3.
Stephen Bird coming up to finish in P4. And my prediction, Billy Flashes did well, actually, in fairness, after the earlier issue. He's actually gone up a place, finishes 5th. Aaron Rose right behind him in 6th. And then our little train that we've been keeping an eye on. Mohamed Yanko, Callum Brandt, Elliot Harper, Kieran Smart, Adam Southgate, Joel Evans, all cross within a second and a bit of each other.
And can I say that my prediction went pretty well as well? Kieran Smart, P10. Looking at his last couple of races he had in this championship, where he struggled to even be in the points and where he had a lot of issues. So finishing on a good 10th position. Well done for Kieran. Looking at Paul Monet coming across the line in P16.
It was actually our highest finisher with regards to positions on track. 7 places.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, good call. Wame Torres, despite all his issues, manages to finish 13th.
Yeah, so we're waiting on Dries Kader. Going through the carousel. Left-hander last turn to finish the race in P19. And then we've got them all.
We have. Cool, that went quick.
It definitely went quick.
So, just a quick one. Fastest lap belonged to the race winner, Peter Smith, but all you get's a pat on the head, I'm afraid. So, there we go. Confirmation of the race results. Peter Smith winning for CXR Project Black. Luke McKeon finishes 2nd. Nacho Gaspar in 3rd. Stephen Bird 4th. Billy Fletcher 5th. Aaron Rose 6th. Mohamed Yanko 7th. Callum Brandt 8th. Elliot Harper 9th. Kieran Smart 10th. Adam Southgate 11th. 12th was Joel Evers. 13th, Wame Torres. Matthew Hodges finishes 14th. Lewis Rose 15th. Paul Meunier in 16th. Martin Hobson 17th. Jonathan Vinagre in 18th. 19th was Dries Kader, Stuart Winus in 20th, Miles Owen 21st, Dominic Forster 22nd, Mick Anderson 23rd, Jez White 24th, Chris Simmons 25th, Daniel Merchant 26th, Mark Fletcher and Matt Crow, I don't believe started in 27th and 28th.
And I'm still having a little look on track, and it looks like Billy Fletcher.
Is there a fight?
Teammates. Oh, no, he's.
Oh.
Billy Fletcher is giving one of his teammates a push around the track.
Oh dear. Out of fuel, is he?
I reckon. Oh, going back to Monza. Do you remember, Mark?
Yes, yes.
With cars running out of fuel while they still had to come across the line, and we had that. I think it was Duncan Kirby back in the days. Oh, that was amazing
Chris
stuff.
Needham doing it as well because we gave him a lot of stick for a lot of time. So, championship standings, look at this, a bit organised. So, Pete Smith now starting to carve out a lead ahead of Wame Torres and Stephen Bird, who are both joint second on 68 points, with Nacho Gaspar only a point behind, and Luke McKeon only 2 points behind them in 5th on 65. So, second and third, the last 2 podium spots are certainly very tight. So, what's that, 24 point lead Pete Smith has? So that's looking good. And we've got 28 guys that score points. That's great. Good to see.
Yeah, Kieran Smart up 8 places. Mohamed
up 8
Yanko
with
up
that
4
great
places.
result. Yeah.
Billy
So
Fletcher
that's
gets
good.
3
Nice to see
places.
people scoring.
Yeah.
Very good. So next week, we've staggered a week now, haven't we? So round 5 as per the calendar, but it would have been whatever we were on round 6, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Now Silverstone's been shuffled. Is it the end, Phil, Silverstone?
Yeah, so Silverstone is going to be the week after we were supposed to finish for
So that
round
was
8.
Spa originally, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So this was round 4. This was supposed to be round 5, so everything's just moved ahead just to one place.
Mm-hmm.
And a little inside info, Mark Fletcher, he was almost into the race, but he just couldn't get his field of view right, so that's why he didn't participate in the race. But we've got somebody waiting in the interview waiting room. So let's get him into the commentary box.
Second.
Good evening, Peter.
Hey guys.
Well done on another win at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. You also had a really good qualifying. The times didn't look as quick as it did in the official practice sessions like yesterday or even the day before. So how are you feeling today?
Yeah, that qualifying lap was. I got everything out of that lap. I was thinking of parking it in the pits for the rest of the session, but I went out just for a bit of practice, really.
Well, you were quite comfortably in the lead, maintaining the gap of about 3 seconds at one point. This time you decided to pit a little bit earlier than the guys behind you. Was that a strategy call?
No, I was fuel saving as well, and that was just the fuel the McLaren had in it. Obviously the other cars are a bit more better on fuel.
Okay. And how was the car overall feeling around this track? Because it is a quite an old school track, as Mark mentioned earlier in the stream. It's got blind corners, some are off camber, etc. So how are you feeling about this track?
For me, this was a great car track combo. I love a McLaren anyway. You just have to be smooth. You have to sacrifice one corner to get the next 4 right. If you mess up one corner, you've lost yourself a second because you can't get the next 4 corners right.
Exactly, especially in that mid sector, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got to hit your marks. You got to be smooth, and just not make any mistakes.
Right. Well, looking at some nice slow-mo replays of your car, you're probably quite excited about the new livery as well.
I can't watch the replays.
Well, anyways, a good result again. P1 next week. What do you think?
What are we, Monza? Next
what
week.
was it again, Mark?
Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to look now. Oh, you caught me out. That's not fair. Let me have a quick look.
Must have been stats, man.
I'm stats. I didn't say I'd do anything about bloody races, have I? Oh, hold on. Let me have a look. Calendar. Oh,
Think it's Monza, Mark.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think it's Monza.
Let's get it up.
Yeah, the McLaren is good around Monza. So it's got good straight line speed. It's great over the curbs.
So you're feeling quite confident about next week?
Yeah, well, not overly, because you got Torres as always rapid.
Well, he is, but then again, this race didn't went his way. He lost quite a lot of positions due to an incident early on in the race, where he dropped back to, I think, P9 or P10. He clawed his way back to P4, but you probably haven't noticed during the race, but he made some more mistakes, probably trying to push it a little bit too much. Dropped back to P13 even, I reckon.
Yeah, times, didn't he? So, he claw his way back, pushing too
that's
hard.
probably something that you'll like hearing for the championship standings.
But,
it is Monza, so we should see plenty of overtaking slipstreams next week. So great track for overtaking.
Yeah, obviously you got Nacho and Luke, and Mark is probably going to be back for Monza. I'm hoping another good racer to join the fight. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, like every race, because this series is so competitive.
It is. Well, great result as mentioned before. So well done on the victory in tonight's race, and happy to see you next week, mate.
Yeah, well done, guys. Thanks for the stream. Phil, amazing job on the paint.
Cheers, Pete.
The gold wheels that do it.
Right, let's see who we bring in. Kieran Smart. Good evening, Kieran.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Not bad. That was who picked that track? That was tough.
Oh wow! Still, I think
one job pick that.
I think it was your best finish in this season. Coming in P10, so well driven. Obviously, you are, as we mentioned, sometimes during the stream in the sweaty cam, looking always so calm behind the wheel. Although at one point you had a little moment going into turn 3. But yeah, what's your overall feeling about this race tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking Discord. I don't know if it's the update or because I've upgraded hardware, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. The car feels a lot more stable, just more
The
drivable.
eagle eye amongst the spot. You got a new rig. So how you getting on with that? I presume quite well looking at the results tonight.
Yeah, I feel good.
Early Christmas present, is it?
Black Friday.
Black Friday. Hey.
Well, good deal, good deal. But yeah, as you mentioned, the car does really feel different than what it did before the actual update of last week.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just because setups have been reset or what it is, but for me, it definitely feels a lot more drivable, and I was able to make less mistakes and hang on as well. So even under pressure, like Southgate seemed a bit quicker, but yeah, managed to hold him off.
Okay, well, finishing in P10, what are your thoughts on next week? We're going to
Monza next week.
Monza,
exactly.
yeah,
So, how are you feeling for next week? Trying to obviously continue this streak now for getting another good result in.
yeah, I like Monza. I did well in it VRS, but yeah, this is pretty competitive. You know, a couple of tenths, you're up 3 or 4 positions, so yeah, it's tough.
Okay, well, great result. I'm happy for you. I hope for a good result because yeah, this season has been something you probably enjoyed too much in the first couple of rounds. So well done on P10, and yeah, we're happy to see you next week.
Cheers, thanks for
Take care.
hosting.
Cheers, man.
Oh, they're
Good
all
evening,
queuing up.
Billy.
Hello,
How are you doing, mate?
how are you guys?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We saw an
I'll
amazing
put-
race.
I put the curse on you, Billy. Sorry, I had you down for a podium.
Mate, the fact I got 10 minutes of warm up in before the start of that race, I'm quite glad to come away with 5th position and to not sort of carry on my nickname as Spinala.
Well, you did well. Chose to go in the pit early, didn't you, ahead of everyone else, and it sort of paid off. You got a clear position up on when you went in, and overall finished strongly in 5th.
Yeah, no, it was more of a case I made that error with Aaron behind me through turn 1 and I struggled all night through turn 1. I just didn't feel confident in the car. It's interesting that track conditions, etc., are all the same as what we've been practicing, but the car felt very sort of like unbalanced. The balance wasn't great. It was sort of understeering and it would start snap oversteering. So I made the mistake and it was kind of a case of we're getting to the pits, reset, and we'll go again, and it paid off really well. So
Well, you did exceptionally well keeping the car on track, though, going off track at the exit of turn 1, because we saw a lot of other people just losing the car there or hitting a wall or sliding all the way almost to the other side of the track. So you were the highest placed Lambo, though. How is the Lambo feeling? Because obviously it's the new car into iRacing. What's your overall thoughts on the car?
It's good. It's we're still not there. We've probably put in between myself, Elliot, and Lewis. Obviously, Aaron is in the Merc because he just feels a bit more comfortable. We've probably put about 1,000 laps into the Lambo already, and we're still finding stuff out. We're like doing random stuff with setup, and we're finding little bits and pieces out of what it likes, what it doesn't like. But it's not quite there yet. It seems as the temperature fluctuates, the car gets hurt quite badly. We find it runs very well. It was running very well, around 26, 27 degree tach temp, but 2-3 degrees hotter. And I had the problems I had tonight. It's just, let's say, the balance was quite off, as understeered initially, and then it would oversteer off the corner. And as you saw a few times, it nearly caught me out.
Yeah. Well, as Mark mentioned, and you yourself as well, P5, great result in the end, especially with you coming in so late into this evening for turning up for the actual race. Next week, we've got Monza. What do you think?
Looking forward to it. We've kind of dialed down how the car works through the fast corners. It's the slow stuff that it seems to be our problem at the moment. So I'm kind of looking forward to Monza. We've kind of worked out and tweaked what we can get to get the car fast in a straight line. It doesn't feel slow. It feels very, very quick in a straight line, especially when you can get into the toe of somebody. So no, I'm quite looking forward to Monza next week in the car.
Well, good. Yeah, well, cheers for tonight. Again, well done on P5, and we're happy to see you next week.
Yeah, be good to see you next week, guys. Thank you very much as well to
Cheers,
you
man.
guys and to Phil.
Thanks, man.
worries.
Cheers, Billy.
Thanks. Is that it?
So, Yeah, so there we have it. So we're on to Monza next
the
week.
Delhi count
Woo!
is finished. Right, pull a ticket. It's nice to see some guys coming in for a quick chat after.
Sure
Exactly.
is. Yeah, so round 5 next week. Monza. Should have been round should have been round 6, I guess.
6.
But
Yeah. But,
yeah, but
it is.
yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so next week, same time. Cheers to the guys in Race Control, Neil, Aaron, and maybe Ed was there. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to take a look. Cheers to Ruben and Mark for their awesome commentary. And cheers to everyone for watching and all the
Cheers
guys
for Phil for
driving
pressing
as
your
normal.
buttons.
Oh, I love pressing the old buttons.
Yeah.
Not press the old buttons. Yeah, cheers everyone, and we'll catch you next week, same time, 8:15, for some Monza action. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.
See ya
See you
later.
later.